Hi, I'm Ellie from New York. My parents were successful businessmen. They were always working, but at least that meant I wanted for nothing. My favorite thing to do was run. I'm gonna be faster than the wind. I had been taking part in and winning running competitions ever since I turned 7. Life was wonderful until my parents' business started struggling and they lost their entire fortune. When that happened, I came to my best friend. Oh, poor you. How are you going to win prizes now? Huh? What are you talking about? You can't do anything without your parents' money. They won't be able to bribe the referees anymore. What are you talking about? I worked hard to win those competitions. Yeah, right. You should ask your parents how you won the last race. At that moment, I realized our friendship had never been real. Dang it, that was so unfair. Mom and Dad soon came to take me home. We had to sell my car.
We don't even have the house anymore.
You have a brother, don't you? What's his name again? Chuck?
He lives in the middle of nowhere, and we haven't talked in ages.
We should ask him for help. It's better than living on the street. While my parents were arguing, I kept thinking about my former friend's words. Hey, remember my last race?
Now is not the time, Ellie.
Tell me, how did I win?
Okay, since you want to know the truth so much, we bribed your competitor's parents. She pretended to be sick and you won.
Hearing that felt worse than losing our home had. How could you do that? You didn't believe in me. You won, and that's what matters. I clenched my fists until it hurt and looked out the window. Watch out! Ah! Dad quickly turned the steering wheel, but it was too late. The last thing I saw was a truck flying at us. Where am I?
You're in a hospital. I'm sorry, but your parents are gone.
During rehabilitation, I tried to come to terms with the facts that my parents had died. It wasn't easy. A month later, I was almost fully recovered. However, I hurt my leg during the accident, and now it hurt all the time. How am I supposed to run like this?
I'm afraid you'll have to forget about running for now.
They wanted to send me to an orphanage after I was discharged, but then everything changed.
You're Ellie, right? I'm your uncle.
Uncle Chuck?
Your parents and I didn't really keep in touch, but I'm your only living relative, and I'd like to take you home with me. If you don't want to live in an orphanage, that is.
Of course I didn't want to live in an orphanage. So the very next day, we arrived in a small provincial town. Dad was right. We were in the middle of nowhere. It's like we teleported to the last century.
Well, almost all the buildings here are very old.
Chuck's house turned out to be one of those old buildings. It was a wonder it hadn't fallen apart yet.
It's not much. Probably not where you're used to.
It's not Manhattan, but it's cozy. As I lay in bed that evening, I couldn't stop thinking about everything that had happened lately. My parents were gone, and I couldn't run anymore. I wanted to cry, but held back the tears. I'm going to be faster than the wind anyway. I will prove my worth to my parents and myself. The next morning came, and I came to my new school. A sports club? Perfect! That's exactly what I need. Back in New York, I worked out in the most expensive gyms, but now I had to make do. I want to join the club.
Run a short distance. I need to see what you're capable of.
I ran as fast as I could. Things are going great until my leg suddenly started to hurt. Dang it! New girl, are you competing with snails?
Jessica, this is not funny.
I tried to get up but fell again. It was so humiliating. I wanted to howl like a rabid wolf. Let me help you. I don't need help, but thanks anyway. Mia, did you make a friend? You two are perfect for each other, losers. Did someone tell you you're cool? Sue them. They lied to you. You can't talk to me like that. But I just did.
Enough! Ellie, you could join the club. You showed good speed before you fell.
Thanks, coach. Urgh. Jessica treats everyone who's weaker than her like that. I'm not weaker than her. You should stand up for yourself. I'm not like you. Dad makes me join all sorts of school clubs, but I don't really have any talents. Mia and I turned out to be classmates. She showed me around the school and invited me to a diner after class. It's a popular spot for teenagers. I rarely come here though. Why? Dad doesn't let me. He forbids me from doing so many things. Everyone thinks I'm a weirdo. You're missing out. The milkshakes here are to die for. Chuck was waiting for me when I got home.
I need your help. I work as a gardener for some wealthy people. They're having a dinner party tomorrow, and I ordered some new plants for the garden. I could use some help.
No problem. You can count on me. The next day, I came to the stadium to talk to the coach. I want to take part in competitions.
With an injury like yours, it's impossible. Am I right? Is something wrong with your leg?
It doesn't matter. I can handle it.
You need to pay a fee to participate. participate.
My heart sank when I heard how much it cost. That amount used to be pocket money for me, but now things have changed. I'll figure something out. No one's good enough to present a challenge for me. I'll win the competition for sure. We'll see about that. After school, I went to Chuck's work to help him. As luck would have it, I bumped into Jessica on the way there. Are you giving yourself a tour of the city, loser? I am. I wouldn't want to become as dumb as you, so I'm trying to learn something new. You have no idea who you're messing with. Do me a favor and get yourself a parrot. Why? Because you're talking like one. Your brain's about the same size. When I arrived at the house Chuck worked at, I was stunned. Wow, am I still in our town?
Perfect timing. Prune the roses.
I wanted to ask you something. I want to take part in a running competition, but it's not free.
I don't have any spare money. Forget about such stupid dreams. Your parents were ambitious, and where are they now?
If you don't have any dreams, what are you even living for? I don't agree with Chuck. His words just meant I would have to find the money myself.
Chuck, who's that with you? This is my niece, Ellie. This is Mr. Angelo, the owner of the house. Go to my daughter's room. Our maid fell ill, and there's no one to help her get ready for dinner.
I actually don't work for you.
Ellie!
I had no choice but to agree if I didn't want Chuck to get in trouble. As I walked to the girl's room, I remembered seeing Jessica nearby. What if she was Mr. Angelo's daughter? When I walked inside the room, I saw a girl sitting at a desk. At first, I feared it really was Jessica. But then, Mia? Ellie? I would never have guessed that Mr. Angelo was your dad. The next moment, I noticed a doll on the desk. It seemed Mia had been sewing it, and then I realized there were similar dolls on the bookshelves. Did you make these dolls? It's my hobby. Dad wants me to study business and do sports, but that's not me at all. You're so talented. By the way, I'm here to help you get ready for dinner instead of a maid. Oh, don't worry about it. I don't even need a maid, but Dad insists. Mia was clearly embarrassed, but in the end, she let me help her choose an outfit. As the guests arrived, Chuck and I worked in the garden. At some point, I saw Mia walk out the gate in tears. Can you finish here without me? I need to step aside for a moment. When I caught up to Mia, she looked gutted. What happened? I had a fight with Dad. That's no big deal. We fight a lot. I'm not living up to his expectations. It's just that I humiliated myself in front of everyone again. You shouldn't have to put up with it. Just stay the way you are. You are wonderful, and you make amazing dolls. Thank you. I really needed to hear this. We should get back. It's getting dark. Did you see that? All of a sudden, some guy in a hood jumped at us out of the darkness. He pushed me aside and tried to attack Mia. Get away from her! Back in New York, I didn't just run, but I also worked out and did karate. Without hesitation, I punched the stranger and pulled Mia away from him. I noticed a wolf tattoo on his wrist, and then Mia and I ran back to her house.
What happened?
Someone attacked me, but Ellie saved me.
How many times have I told you not to go out alone? Go to your room now. Ellie, it's time for us to go home too.
As I left with Chuck, I felt Mr. Angelo's heavy gaze on me. The next day was a weekend. I decided to make the most of it and found videos about treating injuries like mine on YouTube.
Massage your leg in a circular motion, then use a ball to massage your foot.
After doing the massage and a couple of exercises, my leg felt better. I was on cloud 9. Soon, I went out for a run and got lost in thought. I still needed to find a job if I wanted to take part in the competition. Hey!
Sorry, didn't see you there. Are you okay?
No, you spilled your soda all over me.
Let me buy you a smoothie as an apology.
Now we're talking, but I'd rather have a milkshake.
I thought you were an athlete.
I am, and I also like to eat delicious food. Yeah, Chuck?
I need you to come here. Mr. Angelo wants to talk to you.
I had no idea what Mr. Angelo wanted from me. When I walked to his study, my stomach was in knots.
I want you to look after Mia. Some of my competitors will stop at nothing, and I'm worried about her safety.
Whoa, I definitely wasn't expecting that. Why don't you just hire a professional bodyguard?
I did hire one, but he attracts too much attention at school, and you proved that you can stand up for yourself yesterday.
I'm not sure.
Of course, I will pay you.
It seemed I found a job after all. I'll do it. The next day, I gave the money to the coach and signed up for the competition. After school, Mia and I came to the diner again.
Do you mind if I join you?
Mia, this arrogant guy is Zane.
I'm not arrogant. I'm outgoing. By the way, Mia, you look cool.
Thanks.
I just moved here and transferred to your school.
Zane was almost aggressively friendly. Over the next few days, he followed us around everywhere. I found it a bit annoying, but Mia was over the moon. I even saw her give Zane one of her dolls. She can be your good luck charm. Mia later told me she'd fallen for Zane at first sight. I've never dated anyone before. This is so nerve-wracking. Mia was a cinnamon roll. Zane's charms didn't work on me, though. On the contrary, he seemed suspicious to me. me. He showed up right after Mia was attacked. A coincidence? I didn't think so. I sneakily followed Zane around. One day, I saw him get into a car with tinted windows, and a couple days after that, I saw him talking to a suspicious-looking guy. Enough was enough. I cornered him after class. There you are.
Everything all right?
Why are you hanging around Mia all the time? What do you want from her?
Has it occurred to you that I just like her?
Or maybe you're the one who attacked her a week ago.
Are you nuts?
My eyes fell on Zane's bracelet. It was so wide it could have easily covered a tattoo. Come on, show me your arm.
Get off me!
Ellie, what are you doing? That bastard was lucky Mia showed up and interrupted us. Please don't tell Dad about Zane. If he finds out, he'll forbid me from talking to him. I wasn't planning on telling Mr. Angelo about Zane. Yet. I wanted to get proof first. But soon, something happened that changed everything. That day, I was waiting for Mia after school to walk her home when I got a message from her. Don't wait for me. I left with Zane. Dang it! At first, Mia didn't answer the phone, and then someone turned it off. In the evening, I finally came clean to Mr. Angelo. He called her bodyguard and we started looking for Mia. I saw a car with tinted windows near the forest.
Stay behind me.
Soon enough, we saw Mia. Zane was holding her in place, but when Mia's bodyguard pulled them apart, it turned out they had just been kissing. What are you doing?
He kidnapped you.
We just went on a picnic. You didn't answer your phone. There's no signal here. How could you snitch to Dad? Zane is not who you think he is. His car is weird, and I also saw him talking to a suspicious guy the other day.
That was my brother. The car is his too.
What about your bracelet? What are you hiding under it?
I've never liked this birthmark, so I'm hiding it. Any other questions?
I felt like a complete moron, and I didn't know what to say. Was I wrong about him?
Mia, you shouldn't talk to him anyway.
You're just being paranoid. And you're a traitor. Over the next week, Mia ignored me. I felt guilty but didn't know how to make up with her, so I just focused on training. Thanks to the exercises from the video I'd watched, my leg almost didn't hurt, and I could run at full speed. One evening, I went out for a run and saw Mia. Wait, please, let's talk. I'm in a hurry. What are you holding? It's a note from Zane. I found it in my locker. He wants us to meet in secret. Don't you think that's suspicious? Go running to my dad again then. Mia, don't be silly. Can I at least come with you? Okay, whatever. We arrived at the outskirts of the city. There was nothing but abandoned buildings around us. A car was parked next to one of them, but it wasn't Zane's. This is weird. A man got out of the car. Standing next to him was a guy in a hood who had attacked Mia. I think we're in trouble. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. Then, Mia's bodyguard appeared out of nowhere and stopped that man from pouncing on us. The guy in the hood immediately took off and I ran after him. He climbed up a fire escape and the chase moved to the rooftops. When we jumped back down to the ground, I finally caught him. Gotcha! There was a wolf tattoo on his wrist. I tore off his hood and couldn't believe my eyes. Jessica? She was tall and muscled. I mistook her for a guy. Soon, we arrived at the police station. Mr. Angelo was already waiting for us there. It was you?
Of course it was. I hate you.
Why
was a loser like you born into a rich family? It's not fair. When they paid me to lure you out, I didn't hesitate. My first attempt might have failed, but I did trick you. I left that note and you didn't even suspect a thing.
Mr. Angelo was right. His competitor was behind it all. He got arrested and then Jessica was sent to a camp for troubled teenagers. Thank you for saving me. Don't mention it.
Mia, I've been thinking. Maybe I really did go too far. I looked into Zane's background. He checks out. You can go out with him, but if he hurts you, there'll be hell to pay.
Thanks, Dad! On the day of the competition, Mia and Zane came to cheer for me. Even Chuck came to watch, even though he didn't believe in me. But I believed in myself. I felt like I was running for my parents. It gave me strength, and I achieved everything I wanted.
Ellie takes first place!
I'm finally faster than the wind!
Congratulations. I was wrong. You are a real fighter. Your parents would be proud of you.
I've won a few more interstate competitions since then and can now take part in national competitions. I've also moved to a big city and now live on campus with other athletes. Wherever I go, I bring the doll Mia made for me along. It's my good luck charm. Mia no longer feels insecure about her hobby and sells her dolls. What are your hobbies? Tell us in the comments down below.